Welcome to the second day of the 2019 Euroconsult World Satellite Business Week. Some of the most anticipated discussions have taken place today, including a session on launch systems featuring speakers from SpaceX, Arianespace and Blue Origin.
This period in the launch sector is very interesting because we have a very different market developing at the same time. A lot of constellation in the air, in project, on paper, looking for money for investors. Then they will need to be in orbit as fast as possible.
The changing demands are challenging the rocket makers, who have pledged to provide not only reliable but also cheaper and more flexible access to space than what has been possible before, developing their own innovations and technologies that would have been unthinkable only a few years ago.
I'm quite excited about the Starship. That's a vehicle, a very large vehicle, 9-meter diameter fairing, massive capacity to LEO, GEO, GTO, Mars as well. But what's really exciting about that is both of those stages are reusable.
Reusability is key for us. We've designed our first stage to fly 25 times. And that's how we're going to get value out of this system. And for us, it's a revenue-producing asset that we're going to fly again and again.
While in the past large geostationary satellites were making up the bulk of the available launch contracts, the rocket makers now agree that by the mid-2020s, constellations of small satellites will be by far their biggest clients.
We are preparing a next Vega which will be dedicated to 42 satellites with a range of mass, very light satellite and more 200 kilo class satellite. It will be what we call the SSMS proof of concept flight with Vega, and we are working on a policy towards a minus 200 kilo satellite with a pricing policy shared between Ariane and Vega to offer maximum flexibility to the customer.
I think these small satellites, whether they're CubeSats or whether they're kind of half of a flight, it's a very important market to serve because they'll be like I say, they'll be our future customers.
We're foreseeing that the small satellites be more popular. Not just the cubic side, but also the constellations, new constellation of the satellite developed, especially our Chinese constellations, more than hundreds of the satellites to be launched.
Small satellite constellation developers are making progress, and many have moved over the past year from planning towards manufacturing and launching their first spacecraft.
Yeah, there's a lot of excitement on this topic, and we see really a lot of momentum right now. So we've seen the different parts like the funding. There's a massive amount of capital being spent on the NGSO broadband constellations that really triggers kind of the next phase. So we had initially a lot of planning. Now you really see this company moving in execution.
We're going to be beginning our launch on a monthly cadence starting December, and that will be going on every month, about 34 satellites every month, 34, 36 depending on the month and the location, through May of 2021. And things may slip a month here, a month there. There's just so much to execute on. We look to have global coverage at the end of 2021, and that's what we're very focused on.
And on top of that, they're working hard on making it commercial success as well.
I mean, we are working hard on being, the best service you can buy. I mean, we want the latency that you would get from a terrestrial service. We want to be able to deliver gigabit rates in the small, affordable terminals. We want total worldwide coverage, worldwide connectivity.
And while small satellite constellations have moved from fantasy to reality, future disruptive projects and partnerships are likely being born right here, right now, behind the closed doors of meeting rooms and at networking events at the 2019 Euroconsult World Satellite Business Week.